Welcome to Refreshing Delights. I'm your host, Michelle, and I'm here to share my exploration of non-alcoholic beverages or mocktails with you. Like many, I've chosen to eliminate alcohol in the pursuit of a healthier lifestyle, but appreciate they also provide options for those choosing not to drink, for designated drivers, or even expectant parents. Mocktails ensure that everyone at a party or social gathering can raise a glass and join in the celebration. Cocktails and mixology, the art or skill of mixing drinks, has increased in popularity over the past few years and become a part of our culture. Now, with the increase in popularity, numerous alcohol-free alternatives have become readily available. In each of these episodes, we'll explore different flavors achieved by the mixture or blending of ingredients, the techniques used in combining the ingredients, and the presentation of the mocktail through a variety of garnishes and glassware. Welcome to Refreshing Delights. I'm your host, Michelle. On this episode, we're going to continue to make more great mocktails and hopefully utilize some of the syrups that we've made on previous episodes. So let's get started. So the next mocktail we're gonna make is the spicy margarita. This is my husband's favorite. And on a previous episode, we infused tequila with jalapenos. So we have a very spicy base to our drink, the spiced tequila. We're gonna use a lime chili salt to rim our glass. We're gonna need some ice because we're gonna shake it up. We've got some lime juice some fresh limes that we're going to use, as well as a fresh mandarin that we're going to use for the drink. And then I've got a jalapeno just to top it off as a garnish. So let's get started. Again, first we're going to shake our drink. So we're going to add some ice to our shaker. We're going to use our infused tequila. Again, this sat in some jalapenos, so it is quite spicy. And we're going to use 2 ounces of this. And we're going to add that to our shaker. And again, any chance that I have to use fresh fruit, I do, and get the juices naturally from them. So first we'll start with our lime, and we're going to cut it in half. This usually takes about 3/4 of an ounce to an ounce, depending on how fresh and how juicy the lime is. So we're going to use the whole lime, and we will just squeeze that into our shaker. That's the first half, and I'm going to save that to help me rim my glass. So we'll just do the other half. Again, this is giving us about 3/4 of an ounce to an ounce, depending on how much juice there is from the lime. Let's make sure we get all of that in there. Next, I'm going to use fresh juice from a mandarin. Again, you can choose any type of orange that you'd like. I like the mandarin just because it's a little bit sweeter. So, again, we will just juice that into our shaker. And the last half of our mandarin. Okay. Now we're going to need to rim our glass. I like to rim the glass first before we add the ice to it. The reason that I saved half of my lime is I like to rub the glass with the lime. This is just a different way of salting the rim, kind of a new age technique where they're just salting a side of the glass. And I'm just gonna sprinkle the lime chili salt over top. Of course, I've got a plate underneath just to catch the extra. And again, you can do as much of the glass as you'd like. Oftentimes people just drink from one side of the glass. So I've just done a little bit on the side here. Then I'm gonna go ahead and put my ice in my rock glass. And I'm going to shake up my ingredients. Make sure that's on there securely. And once it's nice and cold, just gonna pour that into my rocks glass. Looks like a good pour. And depending how adventurous you feel, got a jalapeno that I'm just gonna cut up here and just add a couple of these pieces into the cocktail for a little flavor. And there you have your spicy margarita. Of course, gonna drink from this side so I get some of the salt. Enjoy. So our next mocktail is great. There are 0 non-alcoholic spirits in this. This is 100% made from the allspice syrup that we made on a previous episode, and some soda water and some fresh fruit. It's all you need. So let's get started. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're gonna take some blueberries and we're gonna just add them to our rock glass. So we've just added our blueberries. And this drink is called our Blueberry Allspice Smash. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. We're just gonna lightly smash up the blueberries. And I like to do the blueberries first before I add the lime, just to get that extra flavor. The next thing that I'm going to do is cut up my lime. And I'm gonna need 2 wedges. The first wedge I'm gonna use actually in here, and I'm gonna muddle it with my blueberries. So just add that, and again, just gonna muddle this up a bit. I'm gonna make a mess on my counter and just place my muddle down. The next thing that we're gonna take is our allspice syrup, and we need about 1 ounce of this. And I'm just gonna grab my shot glass. So again, we're gonna add 1 ounce of our allspice syrup. And now I'm gonna add some ice. And I like lots of ice, so I'm actually gonna add a 4th piece. And then we're just gonna simply top it up with club soda. And this is gonna lighten the drink right up. Then we're gonna take our spoon and we're gonna lightly stir it. And this just helps to chill and dilute drinks, but just gonna lightly stir it. And then just for additional garnish, I'm gonna go ahead and add my last lime wedge just on the top and a few extra blueberries. Just use my fingers there, which I shouldn't do, stains them. And there you have your blueberry allspice smash. Enjoy. Okay, so let's move on to our next mocktail, and that is a mocktail that's become really popular in the last couple of years. I'm sure you've seen it in this popular glass. It's the Moscow Mule. So we've got our ingredients, we've got our ice, we've got our non-alcoholic vodka, we've got our spicy ginger syrup that we made on a previous episode. We're gonna use this in place of ginger beer. So we've got our soda water to complement or offset that. We've got lime that we're gonna squeeze for our fresh lime juice, and we're gonna garnish it with some fresh mint. So let's build our mocktail. So with any Moscow Mule, obviously it's called a Moscow Mule because traditionally vodka comes from Russia. But I found that oftentimes Moscow Mules have a lot of ice in them. You may want your ice crushed. I'm just using cubes for mine, but I do find that oftentimes it is served with crushed ice, which I really like. Oops, runaway ice. So I've got a pretty full glass here of ice. Next, we're gonna take our non-alcoholic vodka, and we're gonna use 2 ounces of that. So we will add that to our glass. Next, I'm gonna add my fresh lime juice, and we need about 1/2 ounce. So usually that comes from about 1/2 of a medium-sized lime. So let's go ahead and put that in there, and we'll squeeze it right into the glass. Make sure that's in. I didn't find that too juicy, so I'm actually going to go ahead and use the other 1/2 of the lime. Again, we want at least about 1/2 ounce. Again, you just want to squeeze that in there. And I've noticed in adding some of my ingredients, obviously, my ice does melt a little bit. So just while I can, I'm going to add a little bit more. Why not? One more. The next, like I said, instead of using ginger beer, we're going to use our spicy ginger syrup. Just going to make sure that that's shaken up. And because it's quite strong, we're going to dilute it a little bit with the soda water. So usually the recipe would call for about 4 ounces of ginger beer. I'm going to use 1.5 ounces of our spicy ginger syrup. add that to my glass. And then we're gonna add about 3 or 4 ounces of soda water just to top it up. Again, if you like lime, feel free to garnish with some more lime, but traditionally we use mint to garnish it, and it says to actually smack your mint. What that does is it opens up the flavor and the scent, and then go ahead and just throw that in your drink. Because we're not adding it to the mixture, we just want to bring out the flavor. And there you have your mocktail Moscow Mule. I'm going to try it though. Delicious.